Welcome to the Happiness Equation. Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back to Psych Insight, where we view the world through the lens of psychology. I'm so glad you're here. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to join our community, and share your toughs in the comments section. Today, we're going to explore something really exciting. It's all about happiness and how to find it. We'll be looking at a wonderful book called The Happiness Equation by Neil Pasricha. Today, we're going to focus on the second secret, do it for you. So let's get started on this journey to understanding the secret of do it for you. Do it for you. Why internal goals matter. Have you ever done something just because someone else wanted you to? Maybe you took a class you didn't like or wore clothes that weren't your style. How did that make you feel? Probably not great, right? When we act based on others' expectations, it often leads to discomfort and dissatisfaction. That's because when we do things for external reasons, to please others or get rewards, we often don't feel very happy or satisfied. The joy is fleeting, and the sense of accomplishment is shallow. External motivations can push us temporarily, but they rarely sustain us in the long run. We might achieve the goal, but the journey feels empty. This is where Neil Pasricha's second secret comes in, do it for you. It's about finding fulfillment from within. Internal goals are the things we want to do for ourselves, not because someone else tells us to or because we'll get a prize. They are deeply personal and resonate with our true selves. When we pursue internal goals, we resist the pressures and temptations of external rewards. We focus on what truly matters to us. They come from our own interests, values, and desires. These goals align with who we are and what we genuinely care about. Why do internal goals matter so much? Because they provide a sense of purpose and direction that is uniquely ours. Well, when we set goals for ourselves based on what we truly want, we're more likely to enjoy the process of achieving them. The journey becomes as rewarding as the destination. Even if things get tough, we're more likely to keep going because we're doing it for ourselves. The intrinsic motivation fuels our perseverance and resilience. Celebrating small victories along the way becomes more meaningful. Each step forward is a testament to our dedication and passion. Reflecting on our growth and progress fills us with a sense of pride and accomplishment. We see how far we've come and feel motivated to keep moving forward. And when we share our journey, we inspire others to pursue their internal goals too. It's a ripple effect of positivity and self-fulfillment. Ultimately, doing it for you leads to a deeper sense of contentment and happiness. It's about living a life that is true to who you are. The only goal that really counts. In the first chapter of The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha talks about the only goal you set that matters. Can you guess what that goal is? It's not about making more money or getting a bigger house. The only goal that really matters, according to Neil, is the goal you set for yourself. When you set a goal for yourself based on what you truly want, you're more likely to enjoy working towards it. Neil gives an example in his book. He talks about two people training for a marathon. One person is doing it to impress their friends, the other because they love running. Who do you think will enjoy the training more? The person who's doing it for themselves, of course. External goals, a recipe for disappointment. In the second chapter of The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha talks about the biggest problem with external goals. External goals are the things we do to get rewards or praise from others. They might seem good at first, but they can actually lead to a lot of disappointment. When we focus on external goals, we're always looking for approval from others. The problem is, even when we achieve these goals, the happiness doesn't last long. Neil explains that this is because external goals create a never-ending cycle. This constant chase for external validation can leave us feeling stressed, anxious, and never quite satisfied. In the third chapter of The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha introduces us to 4 simple words that block all criticism. These 4 powerful words are, I'm doing it for me. When we start doing things for ourselves, we might face criticism or skepticism from others. By saying I'm doing it for me, we're setting a clear boundary. We're telling others that our choices are based on our own desires and values, not on their expectations. These words are like a shield against external pressure. They remind us and others that we're in charge of our own happiness. Dream jobs, not always what they seem. In the 4th chapter of The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha tackles an interesting topic: why your dream job could be the worst job you ever have. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's when we do something because we genuinely enjoy it or find it meaningful. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from outside sources. It's when we do something for rewards, praise, or to avoid punishment. Neil argues that many so-called dream jobs are actually based on extrinsic motivation. The problem is, when we get these dream jobs, we often find they're not as satisfying as we thought they'd be. Neil suggests that instead of chasing after dream jobs based on external factors, we should focus on finding work that we find intrinsically rewarding. The 3 S's of success. In the 5th chapter of The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha introduces us to the 3 S's of success. These 3 S's are sales success, social success, and self-success. Neil explains that while all 3 are important, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to achieve all 3 at once. Sales success is all about external achievements. Social success is about how others perceive us. Self-success, on the other hand, is about our own personal satisfaction and fulfillment. Neil argues that while we might want all 3 types of success, focusing on all of them at once often leads to frustration and unhappiness. Intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Let's dive deeper into the concept of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation that Neil Pasricha discusses in The Happiness Equation. These 2 types of motivation play a crucial role in how we approach our goals and daily activities. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the inner drive that pushes us to engage in activities for the sheer pleasure and satisfaction they bring. It's when we do something because we genuinely enjoy it or find it meaningful. This type of motivation is often linked to personal growth and fulfillment. For example, if you love to paint, you might spend hours working on a canvas simply because you find joy in the process. The act of painting itself becomes a reward. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external sources. It's driven by the desire to earn rewards or avoid negative consequences. It's when we do something to get a reward or avoid a punishment. This type of motivation can be effective in the short term, but may not sustain long-term engagement. Neil explains that when we rely too heavily on extrinsic motivation, we can lose touch with what truly makes us happy. We might find ourselves chasing external validation rather than pursuing our true passions. We might achieve external markers of success, money, status, praise, but still feel unfulfilled. This can lead to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction despite outward achievements. On the other hand, when we're intrinsically motivated, we're more likely to experience what psychologists call flow, a state of deep engagement and enjoyment in what we're doing. This state is often associated with higher levels of happiness and well-being. By understanding and balancing both intrinsic and extrinsic motivations, we can create a more fulfilling and balanced life. It's about finding what truly drives us and aligning our actions with our inner values and passions. Applying Do It For You in daily life. Now that we understand the importance of doing things for ourselves, let's explore how we can apply this principle in our daily lives. It's not just about grand gestures or major life changes, it's about the small, everyday decisions that shape our overall well-being. Neil Pasricha offers several practical suggestions in The Happiness Equation that can help us shift our focus from external motivations to internal ones. These suggestions are simple yet powerful, and they can be seamlessly integrated into our daily routines. One key strategy is to regularly ask ourselves, why am I doing this? This question can serve as a compass, guiding us towards actions that are more aligned with our true desires and values. Whenever we're about to start a task or pursue a goal, we should pause and reflect on our motivations. This moment of reflection can be incredibly revealing and can help us avoid actions that are driven by external pressures or societal expectations. Are we doing it because we genuinely want to, or because we feel we should? This distinction is crucial in ensuring that our actions bring us true satisfaction and joy. Are we driven by our own interests and values, or by the expectations of others? Understanding this can help us make more authentic choices that resonate with our inner selves. By asking these questions, we can become more aware of our motivations and make conscious choices to prioritize activities that are intrinsically rewarding. This practice not only enhances our personal happiness, but also fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose in our daily lives. Another practical tip is to keep a journal where we can regularly jot down our thoughts and feelings. This can help us track our motivations and see patterns over time, making it easier to align our actions with our true desires. Ultimately, Applying the do-it-for-you principle in daily life is about making small, mindful choices that lead to a more fulfilling and authentic existence. It's about living a life that truly reflects who we are and what we value. Overcoming challenges to internal motivation. While the idea of doing things for ourselves sounds great in theory, putting it into practice can be challenging. In The Happiness Equation, Neil Pasricha acknowledges these difficulties and offers some strategies for overcoming them. One common challenge is the fear of disappointing others. Neil encourages us to reframe this thinking. By taking care of our own needs and pursuing what truly makes us happy, we're actually better equipped to help and support others. Another obstacle can be the deeply ingrained habit of seeking external validation. Neil suggests starting small. Choose one area of your life where you can make decisions based solely on what you want, not on external expectations. As you practice this and experience the benefits, you can gradually expand this approach to other areas of your life and be amazed.